Server maintenance undergoing. I can't believe this. Jesus Christ. Well, back to the drawing board. I'll try tomorrow morning. I love this soundtrack. It's so bloody awesome.
My name is Sarah Bond. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the head of ecosystem.
I don't care!
Help me! Help me! On second thoughts, maybe don't help me. I'm very happy where I am at the moment, locked away in my television of punishment once again, ladies and gentlemen. And down below, Jill Valentine is limbering up in a new exercise outfit I bought for her. And to my right, it's a beautiful pilot from Mecha Break, or as I prefer to call it, Mecha Booby Break. And unfortunately, I cannot get access to play test that game online. I think it's probably shut down for now because I got close yesterday by logging onto the China servers and that thing was spinning around and round and round just like a pair of beautiful AI animated breasts. But unfortunately, for some reason, folks, I just couldn't be let in. So hopefully by the end of the year, I will get some really cool high-res images of the lady pilots from Mecha Break, and I can't wait to put them on display for you. But today, folks, believe it or not, the Black Myth Wukong reviews have dropped. Should Western video gaming worry? I think they should. What do people have to say? Now, I'm going to go to the IGN review in a second. It's a very weird review, actually. I'm going to go through snippets of it, then I'm going to edit it down for a more short form video for you. So without further ado, folks, and you ladies, you behave yourselves, okay, until we finish this video, and then the real fun begins. Or should I say, fun bags? I know, I need to be locked up. And hopefully if I am, it will be with some beautiful female psychologists.
The following program contains naughty bits. But before each naughty bit comes on the screen, you'll hear this warning sound. Woke! Woke! Hotter than this. And more exciting than this. Thames Television brings you
Come on your face. What cleanses you of wokeness?
Should be noted that allegations against game science have surfaced over the years via reports of the developer fostering a sexist culture and work environment, with numerous women in the Chinese gaming community highlighting these problems within the studio. Game Science has repeatedly refused to comment on the allegations.
So this review from IGN is a rather bizarre one, as I said at the beginning, because look at the ratio of likes and dislikes. Now you're probably wondering, why are they disliking en masse? Well, let me refresh this actually and see if that's gone up anymore. Not yet. So I'm not going to dislike it. So what they've said here is to repeat what was said in the intro. In fact, let's just hear what the intro has to say. What game is this, by the way? What am I looking at?
The world here belongs to
Oh no, it's Star Wars Outlaws! I can hardly wait!
It's a big galaxy out there.
And it's up my ass.
And I'm gonna risk it all.
I'm sure you are.
Star Wars Outlaws, available August 30th.
Wow, way to go, IGN, for shoving that in.
Saltzman here. I'm the reviewer of
Hi, Mitchell.
Wukong, and just a quick note about this review. As part of the embargo agreement set for this game, I am unable to show you footage beyond Chapter
Oops.
2, which presents a bit of a problem because a lot of the technical issues that I have with this game that I specifically call out in this review occurred after Chapter 2, so I'm unable to actually show them. So we're going to do 2 different video reviews this time.
And unfortunately, this is the PC review, so did Mitch Saltzman actually download the free benchmark tool before running his review? I'm sure he did, but I do kind of question why he's actually saying that. Again, I wonder if Rebecca Valentine, the same woman who's got it in for Game Science, told Mitch, hey, just fumble the review a little bit so it looks bad for game science in China. This is the kind of publicity that the developers don't need. I mean, again, about 3 years ago, we were all hooing and hawing for these developers to get this game out of the boat or the barn. And, well, here we are, folks.
This first one will abide by their restrictions and only show footage from the first 2 chapters, but we will also be posting a more complete review with the relevant footage added in on launch day. And with that, on with the review for Black Myth: Wukong.
So we're going to get 2 reviews, one with the stuff he's mentioned and then one where the game is almost perfect. So I do wonder at the final score for now. That's for you, Mitch, and for you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
I wonder if the score will stay the same or maybe it goes up a little bit higher. My feeling is it might just go up by a couple of points, no more than that.
I've never been so utterly blown away, yet simultaneously so unbelievably frustrated by a game as I have been with Black Myth: Wukong. This is undoubtedly one of the most ambitious and impressive action games I've played. It's stunningly gorgeous, its combat is fantastic,
but what's the problem?
Incredibly challenging, but always satisfying to overcome, and the setting is refreshingly unique and steeped in rich Chinese culture.
Now I've seen everything.
Despite all of that, it often feels like it's barely holding it all together. I suffered numerous crashes, despite having a top-of-the-line setup with a GeForce RTX 4090. Not to mention the multiple times I fell through the ground and died in the final phase of a boss fight. Or the way characters would randomly switch from English to Chinese, or the way the dialogue audio would just drop out altogether and leave.
I'm not being funny, actually, but if he's talking about the character's native dialogue suddenly changing from English to Chinese, I think that's pretty funny, actually. It's like when you watch those bad dubbed kung fu movies from the 1970s. It's got that kind of feeling. Mitch Saltzman, I would say, sir, you're taking yourself far too seriously. That's what I said about Star Wars Outlaws. We know that game is going to be terrible. We know the facial capture of Kay Vez, as played by Humbly Gonzalez, will be an absolute laugh fest when people play online. Again, I don't think that justifies the reason why you have to buy the game to live stream it, because you're only going to have to do it for a minimum of 2 hours and then give your money back. But I don't, that's the thing, you see, I don't want to fall into that trap of giving Ubisoft my money, because at this stage, they don't deserve it. And in my next video, folks, I will be uncovering more lies regarding AC Shadows.
I've been abbot for 20 years. And in one day, you want to destroy everything? Are you disobeying the orders of our Lord?
Back to this.
Completely in the dark during an important cutscene. It's a rickety roller coaster for sure, and there were definitely spots during the ride where I was not having a great time. But taken as a whole, this is one adventure where the bumps are worth it.
Okay, I did not know he was actually going to say that. Oh, monkey magic, you've been watching my videos again.
Black Myth: Wukong's story is somewhat of a follow-up to the classic novel Journey to the West by Wu Chenggen. A book that I only personally know thanks to very loose adaptations like Dragon Ball and Enslaved Odyssey to the West. That surface-level familiarity didn't help much though, as the interpretation that the developers at Game Science have crafted here is laden with references to characters and events from the novel, without doing a great job of bringing you up to speed on who Sun Wukong is, or what he encountered on his titular journey. I had to look online to understand who Zhu Bajie was, what his history with Wukong is, and what the significance of certain encounters were, because otherwise I'd have been completely lost at times.
Well, the thing is, the whole point about playing a video game, even one that is set in Chinese ancient mythology, do you have to know that stuff going in? Why can't you just take the game at face value and just play the damn game? It's a video game, right? So when Mr. Saltzman talks about, I've got all these numerous complaints and I need to look this information up. And I'm like, if you're playing Resident Evil and you're either Chris or Jill or Claire or Leon or Rebecca, what is the background of these characters? Why do I need to care about them? you don't actually really care about them in terms of their personal lives, but when they're on the battlefield battling biohazardous monsters, that's when you care about them. So again, I feel I understand now why this review is getting so much backlash. It's not just the fact it's a 2-tier review, it's also the fact this reviewer, Mr. Mitch Saltzman, just has problems with the historical blank checks that are missing within this game. Again, it's a fantastical fantasy RPG game set in China. I would suggest play the game, then read up on it afterwards. That might make more sense.
You play as the Destined One, a literal monkey who wakes up one morning and decides to set out on a roughly 40-hour journey to locate the 6 relics of
40
Wukong.
hours?
While the
Holy
moment-to-moment
shit.
storytelling is fairly unremarkable, largely due to a mute protagonist and side characters that aren't given enough screen time to develop, each of the 6 self-contained chapters culminates with a stunningly gorgeous animated vignette.
I don't think he's being fair because, again, it's a small team at Game Science who made this game. So could they afford to bring in a voice actor for the monkey god? No. Does it hurt to have a silent protagonist? No, of course not. There are many games that have a silent protagonist. So again, what's the big deal here? I think this reviewer needs to eat more brown bread. Then he'll be less constipated with his actual opinions.
Style. Not only that, but there are a ton of exciting boss battles, a great variety of enemies, and the world they inhabit is an absolute treat for the eyes and ears. Its
So it's
story
got
has
that
its
Elden Ring
moments,
vibe
but
to it then,
relies
obviously.
a bit too much
That's
on
what he's
having prior
saying.
knowledge of the events of Journey to the West, and it really could have used a map to make its rewarding exploration measure up to the strength of the combat. All said, its strengths more than carry it through, making Black Myth Wukong a great action game that could be even greater if Game Science can squash the bugs.
Interesting. So for our next review, when this game is updated next week, stay tuned to IGN. Or how about maybe we don't? Let's have a look at the quick comments on here for a second before I go over to Metacritic. So Spoonerman4782 says, Cyberpunk 2077 had a buggy launch and got a 9 out of 10. You guys complaining something here, but gave it to 8. It's true. As it turns out, this isn't a Souls-like game. They told you, you ignored them. This is the same reviewer that gave Shadow of the Earth Tree a 10 while completely ignoring the performance issues. Oh no. Oh no. You see, your audience are your best critics because they spot the stuff that the ignorant people at IGN, because you can't say IGN, folks, without saying ignorant. Oh my god. But let's just go on over quickly to the Metacritic itself. 82 at the moment. So what do they say here? It's, oh my gosh. Area Jojones. Black Myth Wukong is everything we hoped for and more, a game that by its own... Oh, here we go. The difficulty curve, in my opinion, is absolutely unbalanced, becoming increasingly harder as you progress through the chapters, with some utterly broken bosses that will drive you crazy. However, the feeling you get after overcoming them is something entirely different. So I'm wondering again if these are very long battles. If it's like half an hour to take down the boss, fine. But if you're going beyond an hour like Final Fantasy, count me out, dude. Through a mere optimization and balance patch from meeting its full ambition, Black Myth Wukong is a really great action RPG, almost standing as high as the rest. The story and the world of Journey to the West and all of its mythos translate incredibly well into an action game. Despite the fact that Mitch Saltzman and IGN said, well, while I was playing this, I wasn't getting a full historical background about the monkey god himself. Holy shit. Stop whinging, dude. Wow. Gaming Bolts gave it 100. Oh my god. Now this is a shocker from them. My god. It delivers breathtaking combat, stellar production quality, and unforgettable boss fights. Its few quirks don't hold it back from being one of the genre's best games in recent history. Holy hell, man. You know what? I'm just going to go back here.
Yo, Mitch, we play video games, not to get frustrated because we need to know the ancient character's backstory. IGN clickbaiting their viewers once again.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 100% score, perfect from Gaming Bolt, but apparently IGN have issues with this game that Mitch Saltzman couldn't get out of his head, like Kylie Minogue. But I'm sure Mr. Saltzman will go out there and touch grass once in a while, because this review from IGN is absolutely unpopular as I speak. It's hilarious. And I do wonder again, without going back to the screen on my PC, if the score has actually changed. Not at all. Nope, it still remains the same, and I've got a World of Warcraft, The War Within, showing up on my screen. But do you know what else I like to show up on my screen, folks? Beautiful women with absolutely captivating figures all over the place. And if I were you, and if you were me, play video games with absolute quirks in them. It makes the experience more enjoyable. Nothing has to come out of the conveyor belt all absolutely shiny and perfect. And I'll catch you catching me on the next video.
Tune in next time, Space Freaks, and hear your doobry go ping in the next gripping installment of
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
You should learn to swim with the tide or drown.
I'm not lost. There is still hope.
And if you die, is there still hope then?